Hello everyone, this is an honor for me to have Robert Babicz in my studio for the first masterclass we're launching as Per-vurt, DJ and Music Production School of course, and we just finished the first A Day With series. Robert talked a lot about mastering and mixing and business and a lot of things. How are you, Robert?
I'm good.
How is the masterclass?
It was fun. I liked that the people were really interested in the process of doing music, and I hope I could inspire a little bit with my knowledge.
This is what you do. You're always in the studio, and
yeah,
that's your life.
Yeah, it's my life, and I don't have any secrets, so I'm sharing everything I know.
Great. And what about your experience usually with Lebanon?
It's it's a little country. It's like from my experience, it has strong contrasts, but it's very intense. Like every time, like playing here, it's fantastic. I mean, you know, many people talk about, like when you speak with other artists and you say like, oh, when, you know, where to go, where it's like really fantastic. There's like a lot of times people say, okay, Argentina, the crowd is super crazy, but Lebanon, Beirut is really on top of this list as well.
And what about the crowd?
The crowd is what I like especially is there's a certain feeling here, and I would describe it as the people, they party like it could be their last party on earth. You know, there's this feeling, this could be your last dance, and they do it like that, and I like, you know, it's very emotional. They are like, wow, it's super.
Robert, the masterclass today covered a lot of mixing and mastering, and that's one of the profession that you do on a daily basis, other than of course live performance and being a DJ touring the world and producing as well on your label and other labels. So if we talk a little bit about the concept of mastering, some people want to know the difference between mixing and mastering.
First, when you create a song, you have to put all the elements that you created together and create a balance of all the elements. That's the mixing part, and the mastering part is I would describe it as, let's say the mastering engineer is a makeup artist, and the makeup artist is getting a beautiful woman a track and as a mastering engineer, you want to make it like the most beautiful queen on the planet. That's the work of a mastering engineer. I get a track and I try to take take it on another level. That's my work as a mastering engineer.
And you use a lot of analog gear for mastering, not
yes.
only plugins.
I use both worlds. Like I'm used to some things are not. You cannot do them in the analog world, and some analog stuff sounds and feels better than the plugins. But there's no digital versus analog. It's both work together.
Robert, you said something in this masterclass today that you cross the threshold of the peak and you just overdrive your converter. So what is this about?
It's just I was experimenting. I was never happy with what limiter were doing to the music, like as a last stage to make things loud. After correcting and put all the makeup, you want to lift it, you know, and this lifting process is usually done by limiter plugins, and I was never really happy with the sound of this. And just, I don't know, by mistake I was going into red, and I was surprised that it was not sounding bad. You know, and because everybody's teaching you, don't go to red, never go, you know. I was like surprised, oh, it sounds good. And then I was like experimenting, and I found out, oh, I can lift the whole track, and it still sounds good. And it sounds even better than doing the same with a limiter. So since then I'm using this technique.
That's great. Robert, you also mentioned something that some of us didn't know before, and even you, that you reached 1,000, almost 1,000 tracks. Mm-hmm. What keeps you have the energy to produce more and more?
I think I'm just I dedicated my life to music, and by this beautiful opportunity to travel all around the planet and have meeting all these interesting people, nice people, and wonderful places, they inspire me so much. Every time when I come home from a weekend, I feel like, oh, I want to make music. So it's a never-ending process. I don't know. The ideas never stop. It's sometimes I think I'm just crazy. But I love music, really. I love it.
If you want to just say a few sentences about what changed from the early 90s till now in the sound, I mean, because you are also working under the moniker of Rob Acid since a very long time. And still, till now, we still hear the same similar 303 sound, acid. But in general, what changed from that era till now?
Personally, I think the music and the technical point on the mix down mastering thing evolved a lot. I mean, it was very interesting in the wild 90s when everything was like crazy and wild. But when you compare it to today from the sound perspective, I think the music today sounds much nicer. I mean, I can speak on my own music when I hear like my super old tracks and I hear what I'm doing now. I mean, I'm happy to know and understand so much. And use this.
It's a never-ending.
And I'm really curious what's happening in the next years.
Robert, do you prefer to DJ or to play live?
I never DJed in my life. I like I was speaking in the masterclass. From the beginning, I was doing this live acts, and now through the years, I have a certain percentage of tracks from other people in my sets, but I'm connected to the tracks. So I did maybe the mix down or it's a remix by myself or something that comes into my sets. But most of the music I'm playing is just my own music.
Great. And what does it look like, your setup, when you play live, usually?
I have two different setups. One is Babicz, where I play mostly based around Ableton and controller and some additional instruments, like I use iPads as instruments and OP1, a small little synthesizer, and sometimes I take some Electron gear with me. The other way around is when I play as Rob Acid. I come with 70 kilos of analog gear and all the drum machines, all the analog stuff, and I'm doing like improvised 2-3 hours music without any computer.
That's too much on the table when it comes to thinking of...
It's the whole table. It's like here.
Yeah.
As a live setup, yeah.
Yeah, and back to Lebanon. I know you love Lebanese food.
Oh, I love hummus! Hummus! Of course.
And we were talking about the evolution. Like, you've been here 5 times so far, and every time you're here, do you see any difference? Do you see the people evolve?
Yeah, I think it's interesting that the crowd is kind of changing every time, and I never know. I know that people will party, but I never know how it will be, because it's different every time. It's like I don't know how how many years people go out till they have children and whatever, and they stay at home. In some countries the lifespan of a clubber is short, and sometimes it's longer. Maybe, I don't know. I still didn't understand Lebanon in this way. I mean, I just today I understood you have a president now, right? After a long time.
A long time, yes. It's maybe we stayed 4 years without the president.
Because every time when I was here, you have a president? No. Okay, next time. But the country is still working. Everything it's an amazing place, really.
We lived a lot of stuff in the past, so now I think that's the only way out. It's in our blood, I guess, and that's what keeps you back and back. You love to interact with the crowd, and
I like coming to Beirut is one of the highlights of the year.
Okay.
Yes, it is. I'm really.
And tomorrow you're playing at Am.
Mm-hmm. It's from the Grand Factory.
Yes.
People. So from that direction. And tomorrow I play with my good friend Mark Romboy. And I think we will have fun.
Do you usually split the sessions, the sets, or you just sometimes?
Sometimes we play even back to back. So he's playing DJ, I play my live, so we change. But this time he's making like the first half, and I will play from I think 2:30 till the very end. And I'm one of the live acts who can play 8 hours with no problems. Like endless.
Robert, once again, really thank you for this masterclass, and it's an honor for me to have you also in this studio. We launched a day with you, and really the students were so happy and so enjoying what you had to share. You shared a lot, and on the technical and also philosophical aspect of music.
I think way more important or interesting in the long term is this philosophic. If you understand why you do something, you have more out of this. If I show you use this plugin with this option and this, after 1 week it's boring. If I show you why you use this, you will have a lot of ideas.
Great. And of course we will be doing another V2 of this masterclass, and maybe it will be in a different way. We will keep this, maybe you will actually keep it as a secret for next time.
Yeah, I have a cool idea where I think getting the people more involved in the whole process.
Yeah, I think that's
kind of a challenge. So it can be interesting.
Thank you, Robert. And last question: what do you think of the studio and the whole concept of us teaching? And
I think that's it's really cool. You do this. I mean, you have this shop there, but teaching your people is really, really good, because this way you create a community. You care about the community. The whole community is growing by this, because the friends of the people who do stuff here, they come as well and inspire and teach people. And that's maybe one of the secrets why Lebanon is so cool.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Robert, again. And you guys, next time, of course, we maybe be doing the next workshop masterclass and a bigger venue, so to have more people. Sorry for the people we had to turn down, but it was a first come first serve kind of. It was sold out in 5 hours, this masterclass, Thanks again, Robert, and we hope to see you soon again in Beirut.